If we pay attention to the situation of the human being, I mean the entire human being, the one who inhabits the surface of the earth, a concise summary would be lost in their thoughts. But it's time, my friends, that this individual must awaken from this state of mental dormancy and engage actively. Why awaken, you might ask? Some may argue, very well, let their thoughts remain undisturbed in their slumber. Yet it appears that this slumber of human thought has already persisted for too long. Humanity must rouse itself. The mind should disengage from its reverie, become alert, and attain presence. There are numerous benefits to emerging from this mental slumber. Our thoughts and actions are intertwined. Let us emerge from this unconscious state of thought. It's not about ceasing to think, but about doing so consciously, attentively, and wisely. The primary benefit of awakening from this mental slumber is personal. By rousing from the sleep of thought, we unearth the treasure within ourselves, the inherent peace of God, and attain inner happiness. Unlike external pleasures, we do not become slaves to transient joys or beg for fulfillment. This marks the first benefit. Therefore, by awakening and attaining presence, we spare ourselves from self-inflicted pain. Our inner landscape remains unaffected. Consequently, we do not propagate suffering to others. Thus, this endeavor extends beyond personal gain. It benefits society. By averting trouble for ourselves, we circumvent creating problems and constraints for others. This cultivates the spirit of acceptance, allowing us to embrace everyone as they are in this moment. Acceptance does not necessarily imply agreement. We may not always agree with others, but it is important to accept them. This acceptance of others and oneself is the key to expanding consciousness and discovering the treasure of presence. Reaching out to others is essential for humanity today. Awakening from the slumber of thought is no longer a luxury for mystics. It is a necessity for all. The fate of humanity depends on it. We must awaken from this slumber, as the collective consciousness of all beings on Earth is crucial for our existence. Awakening from the sleep of thought is not a choice. It is mandatory for humanity's survival. This journey is not just for our happiness, but for the continuation of humanity. We cannot afford to repeat the mistakes of the past, and we must not take our thoughts or ourselves too seriously. This awakening must occur globally and involve everyone. While the number of awakened individuals in the world is still small, it is growing. Each of us contributes to the awakening, whether by discussing wisdom on television or sharing it worldwide. Humanity's awakening must happen through us to ensure its survival and prevent self-destruction. We cannot allow events to unfold passively. Instead, we must awaken from the slumber of thought and attain presence. Another benefit of presence is comprehending the meaning, purpose, and will of the universe. Consciousness, or intelligence, yearns to awaken from its slumber. Last week we encountered these verses in Iqbal's poem, "Life said that I trampled in the dirt all my life. A door was found in this ancient dome." Iqbal Lahori, Payam Mashriq, Conquest of Fitrat. Let's not wait any longer. It's time to wake up. Join me, and together
into a profound journey within ourselves. It's about silencing the mind and discovering that vast inner peace that lies beneath the constant noise of our thoughts. Have you ever noticed how our world often mirrors our internal state? Look at the global stockpile of deadly weapons. It's rooted in fear. This isn't just a collective phenomenon. It begins with the individual. Fear is perhaps the most prevalent emotion we experience, and managing it seems like a formidable task. Yet the journey to awakening is deeply personal. It isn't about waiting for others to change. It's about initiating change within ourselves. Every challenge, every moment, demands our personal attention. When we hear something significant, our first reaction is often to seek external validation. But what if we turned our gaze inward? Upon introspection, we find ourselves drowning in a sea of thoughts. Why do we ruminate incessantly? While thinking is essential for planning and decision-making, it has become an obsession, an addiction. Can you imagine not thinking for just a minute? It's tougher than it sounds. This relentless inner dialogue, who is it for? It seems we're addicted to thinking, much like any other addiction, whether it's to substances or behaviors. It stems from an inner pain, and ironically, it temporarily alleviates this pain. We've conflated living with thinking to the extent that without our thoughts, we feel as if we might cease to exist. Thinking provides us with a sense of being alive, and when we stop, we feel threatened. This is what I call thought addiction. It's a global affliction, leading us to believe that life equals thinking. But there's more to life than our thoughts. Underneath the tumultuous waves of our daily troubles, there is a depth in us as calm and unchanging as the sea's depths during a storm. It's this tranquil depth that we need to access. Rumi once said, "The sea has its ebbs and flows, yet the depth remains tranquil and unchanged." We need to connect with this tranquil depth within ourselves. By understanding how to navigate our thoughts and manage our lives, we can avoid being trapped in an endless cycle of rumination, preserving our identity beyond our thoughts. This understanding isn't easy to grasp initially, which is why I reiterate these points for clarity. It's not just about knowing these truths, it's about living them, experiencing them, and letting them transform us from within. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. Remember, the key to silencing your mind and finding inner peace lies within you. It starts with turning inward and listening to the silence beneath the noise. Let's embark on this transformative path together.
It's Jay here. Today, let's embark on a profound journey, exploring the very essence of our existence through the majestic metaphor of the sea. Imagine life as an infinite ocean. Every day we experience waves. These are our life situations. They rise and fall, constantly changing, just like the emotions and events that wash over us. But beneath these waves, there's a vast, calm sea, unchanging and ever-present. That's our true self, our life beyond mere situations. Now, most of us spend our time fixated on the seabed, the tangible, the visible, our jobs, our relationships, the palpable aspects of life. But here's a thought, echoing the wisdom of the great poet Rumi. Boiling of the seafloor day and night, the floor is the same, and the sea is not there. Wow. Isn't it surprising? We see the seabed, but not the sea itself. This verse challenges us. It asks, are we missing the vastness of the sea by focusing only on the seabed? Are we limiting our perspective, clinging to the transient and missing the eternal? Rumi urges us to look beyond the immediate, beyond the floors we walk upon, and to embrace the expansive sea. To shift our focus from the fluctuating waves to the serene depths of the ocean of life. This sea is calm, profound, and it represents our true self, which does not waver despite the storms on the surface. Consider this. Our thoughts are like arrows shot into the air, as Rumi says, "Can you walk in the air? Come to God." These thoughts, these arrows, they eventually return to the sea, to the essence from which they arose. This is a beautiful reminder that while our thoughts and life situations are fleeting, our true nature, the sea itself, is enduring and ever-present. So why do we often feel stuck or overwhelmed? It's because we confuse these waves, these life situations, for life itself. We attach our identity and our happiness to things that are inherently impermanent. And when they inevitably change or disappear, we feel lost or suffer. But here's the liberating truth. We are not just the waves, we are the sea. We are not just our situations, we are the life within which these situations occur. By realizing this, by experiencing this, we can rise above the transient and connect with the eternal. We can learn not to fear the changing tides, but to embrace the vast, unchanging depths of our true self. So I leave you with this question, inspired by Rumi. Do you choose to reside at the sea's bottom, limited and confined? Or will you embrace the boundless expanse of the sea, vast and free? Remember, life is not just about riding the waves. It's about recognizing that you are the sea, vast, deep, and beautiful. Thanks for joining me today. Dive deep, live truly, and be the sea you are meant to be. Hi there, seekers of the spirit and lovers of the cosmos. Today, let's dive deep into the mysteries of our mind and the endless universe. Imagine our internal world as a battleground, where our thoughts and emotions are constantly at war. Yes, it's like two intellectuals in a heated debate, both failing to realize they're swimming in the crystal clear waters of consciousness. We often perceive the world through the lens of our limitations, like having dark eyes in bright, shimmering water. The wisdom of Maulvi from Masnavi enlightens us here. He says, "You have gone to sleep in the dead body, you saw the water, look into the water." It's a profound call to awaken from the dreamy slumber of our mundane thoughts and to gaze into the water, the pure consciousness that is the source of all awareness. As we explore further, Malvi's words resonate. He drove the water away. He called the soul of trust. This suggests that our everyday awareness, which often feels fragmented, actually stems from a much larger, boundless source. The water, a symbol of consciousness, propels this realization forward. Now let's zoom out, way out. Picture the cosmos, born from a speck, expanding into a universe with about 100 billion galaxies. Each of these galaxies, a home to billions of stars, including our very own Milky Way. Through the lens of technology, we've seen the vast starry expanse that our naked eyes could never perceive. Here on Earth, we share this tiny planet with countless forms of life, each as significant as us in the cosmic dance. Malvi captures this beautifully. "I am smaller than half an atom, yet I expand on the love of the world." In this single line, he encapsulates the essence of our existence, simultaneously insignificant and immensely vast, a drop and yet the ocean. This duality, this love, transcends our physical boundaries and connects us with the infinite energy of the universe. In the grand scheme, space itself embodies acceptance and expansion. Similarly, as humans, when we embrace acceptance, we grow. Understanding that we are mostly empty space, we can see beyond the illusion of solidity. Each time we open our hearts to new perspectives, we expand, just like the universe accommodating new stars. Acceptance doesn't mean agreement, but it means being open. Just as the cosmos makes room for new celestial bodies, our open minds can make room for diverse ideas and beliefs. Embracing this can transform how we live, fostering a sense of openness and understanding. So, dear listeners, as we navigate our day-to-day lives, let us remember that within us and around us, there's a cosmos to explore. Let's not just look, but see, not just hear, but listen to the profound silence and wisdom of our universe. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find that in this vastness, there's an infinite peace waiting to be discovered. Thank you for joining me in this journey of the mind and the cosmos. Until next time, keep looking into